Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now.
Hello fellow geeks, my name is Brian Eisenberg. I am here at what I call Infinitely Meta headquarters at Eastlake Associates, otherwise known as my office. That's a big reef tank, saltwater reef tank behind me. There's another one over here. Anyway, I'm coming to you today with a bit of a challenge that was given to me from Mr. Chris Pirillo, who I believe you're all very familiar with. He asked me to help him out with a basically a printer review and roundup and bake-off. So on the left side, we have a Kodak ESP7 all-in-one printer, copier, scanner. I've got, you can see, a stack of photos from my recent travels that I've already actually gone in and done a bunch of testing with, and we'll get back to that in just a bit. And then on my right, I've got the HP PhotoSmart C6380, also a print scan copy device. You can see I've also got photos that I've gone and printed out for this particular test. So there's apparently a series of procedures that are well-defined standards, ISO standards, that govern the types of tests you would conduct on printers, especially these photo printers. So there's a series of tests that I kind of implicitly went through when I went and printed these. There's probably a couple of hundred each that I've gone through. I've gone through several ink cartridges, and we're going to go through a couple more tests just to wrap it up real quick. I want to do a smudge test off of live printed photos from each, and then I also want to do, there's just one of the ISO standard tests is actually submerging a photo in water for, I think it says 60 minutes, but we're going to do 60 seconds and call it good. Initial impressions, unboxing was pretty straightforward. They both come with power supplies. They both come with a basic set of documentation and an installation CD. I opted to use the built-in memory card slots and actually have a 8 gig SDHC card that I used for this set of tests, and we'll do that as well. Overall, I'd say they're both pretty good printers for the price point. I think these are right around $200, but I could be wrong, so please correct me if and when I am wrong. The first thing I wanted to show out is when you go through the tests, the actual setup involves printing of test pages. So what we have here on the left is the HP, and I'll try to get the lighting decent. I really don't have a monitor here, so I don't see what I'm recording. Anyway, the HP test, the one thing that stood out to me is the black. The black seems blacker on the HP printer than the black on the Kodak test, although you could compare just because it's a long black line. These ones are actually pretty close if you compare that black or that black with that one. Anyway, so this is just on regular flimsy old 8.5 by 11. But that was like the first thing I did when I set them up. So just to show you some pictures from each, again, let me see if I can turn this around. Oh, now I can kind of see. That's upside down. Yeah, that's like a place in Bellevue. So these are the HP paper. Again, HP. This is downtown Bellevue. The color is actually pretty good. So these are taken with, I think with my new Canon PowerShot. I also took and printed pictures from my iPhone and from my new G2 Google phone. Nothing really interesting. Here's the back of the stereo. So again, pretty good quality. Overall, I was pretty pleased with the HP photos, the quality and the speed and the general usability of the printer itself. It's got a pretty easy, self-explanatory menu. You can pick photos from your memory card. You can select them all. You can print them all. The only thing that is kind of a pain is you can only fit maybe 20 photos at a time in the tray, so I wound up having to feed the tray. It tells you when it needs ink. The ink cartridges are pretty small. Let's see here. Let's see if I can take one out. So here's two. You got your typical CYMK ink cartridges. I actually like the Kodak ink delivery system better. It's just easier to change cartridges, but I mean that's pretty easy too. Here are the photos from the Kodak. The paper, it feels a lot less photo-like actually than the HP ones. A little flimsier, a little thinner maybe. What I noticed is the photos didn't seem as vivid. Here's a picture of, looks like the Bay Bridge, one of the bridges in California on a flight. Let's see. Yeah, this is flying into San Francisco, I believe. That was probably taken with my iPhone, so again, the quality is probably a lot less. And that's probably due to my crappy picture taking. Anyway, let's see here. There's a picture of some furniture I recently acquired. I mean, it's decent quality, enough to where, you know, again, you can rip, oh, look at this. Here, how appropriate is this? Look at what I found from Mildex last year. And I think with that, we will conclude the picture viewing section. Who was that? Is that Scott? Yeah, that was the guy who sliced the X-rays. Anyway, all right. So overall, I think they're both good printers, ink-wise. They were both pretty much the same as far as how you change the ink. I was given the same amount of ink for both tests. The nice thing about the Kodak one is the ink, instead of having 5 separate ones, you actually just have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 built into a single cartridge. And I burned through one cartridge. This is the second cartridge. I have not replaced the black in either, so the black ink always winds up lasting longer. You always run out of like magenta and other colors first. What else? I think that's that's about it. I will say that as an unobjective reviewer, and I am, just as a disclaimer, I'm not getting paid. I don't get to keep these. These are going back to, I believe, the community. I think Chris is going to be giving these away to people. So stay tuned for that, or tune in to his stream for details there. Yeah, I'd go with the HP. The blacks are crisper. It just seems crisper, quality-wise. I know there's the whole point of this was to test and to educate people on how it's not the cost of the ink or the cartridges, it's how many photos you can print and the cost per photo. I'm sure there's a ton of research, a ton of links that Chris will provide, both from HP, from Kodak, from independent research, to help support this. But as a geek, as a fellow member of the community, objectively, I'd have to say I would definitely go with the HP. I've got an older HP over there actually that I've had for years. It takes like different kinds of cartridges, but if you're into printing photos, which I really am not, I'd go with the HP. So what I'm going to do here is fire up the HP. I've got an SD card in there. I'm going to print the same photo. Let's see here. And let's pick a photo. Let's pick my new dining room table that I've yet to pick up for my new apartment. So we click OK. And now we click print. And now it's preparing. So it starts at 3:07 on the clock. We'll see how long it takes. If I had a real stopwatch, I would count it, but I don't. You can count it on the video. Post-processing metadata. Reminder to add the amount of time it takes to print this picture. So again, the standard test we're going to do here is as soon as it comes out, I will attempt to smudge it. That's the smudge test. And then after that, I'll print a second picture and we'll do the, alright, so trying to smudge. Wow, nope, it's solid. Look, it came out. It's a pretty good photograph too. So that's the smudge test. I think it's pretty solid. Alright, so that's that picture here. Let's take it out and go print it on this guy. So this one goes there. It says reading, please wait. Okay. There we go. And start. So start time now. So the Kodak one, the picture itself is a little washed out because it's got weird reflection. It's a granite top on the table. Kodak one is printing. Here it comes. Or maybe that was just the printer preparation. Try starting now as far as printing. I don't know. I can't tell. Sometimes they need to cycle the ink. Oh, it's because I put the ink cartridge back in. Maybe. Alright, it's coming out. Grab it and smudge it. Alright, smudge. It doesn't smudge. Ooh, there's a little smudge. There's a little smudge. The dark colors smudge. The light colors don't. Alright. So here I've gone and I don't know if it comes through, but the dark part right here is clearly smudged. Let me see if I can get the light. So smudged, Kodak, thinner, flimsier a little bit. See, the paper's been creased, whereas HP, no smudging. HP, Kodak, same photograph. Try to get it on the screen. And that's that. So that's this test. Let's do one more test with a different picture. We'll do the new cast iron tub that I'm getting. Yeah, just in looking at the pictures, there's a lot more washed out in the green and the white, where the green and the white intersect with the Kodak. There's more definition in the white part where the sun is, in the bricks that I can see. The reflection in the granite, top of the table. Ooh, printer error. Fear the detect printer edge. It spit out 2 pieces of paper. Press OK to continue. I don't know what caused that. What else? The green seems greener. The brown seems browner. It just seems more crisp. And that's my opinion. Okay, we're printing. Oh, I gotta get some water. Here we go. Alright, here's some tap water. And we're throwing it in. Alright, it's submerged. You see? Submerged. Alright, we're just going to leave that there and pull the card. Put the card back in here and spin around. Alright. Found 13 photos. Up in about 45 seconds. It feels flimsy. It's definitely not floating. This is printing. Alright, so after we're done with this test, I think that pretty much concludes everything that that they had asked me to do. I wouldn't mind keeping that printer. It's pretty nifty. Again, it's the amount of money that it costs ultimately in price per photo that is going to dictate whether it makes sense to get one of these or use an online service like Flickr or Shutterfly or Picasa or any of the other ones. Alright, here goes the picture. Alright, I'm going to pull the other one out. Let's see, I want to move the other stuff away here. Alright. So the picture is definitely fading. And soak it for about a minute. It's kind of sticky. I'm sure this stuff's really good for my hands. You can see it's rubbing away. If I crumble it up and take it back, it's still kind of a picture. It just feels this stuff. Yeah, I want to go wash my hands. And then after that, we'll cast iron Chinese top down. Yeah, I'm gonna get it here. Anyway, here's this. Oh, nice chemicals. Alright, this has been about the same time. We'll do a little flippity flip. And now we're pulling it out. Right away, it feels a lot more firm. It's a little curl, but it feels like it's more intact. I mean, when I was doing this before on the other one, so let's see. I mean, now I'm crumbling it, but the picture is still intact. Go figure. Let's do the crumble up test. Continue to, I mean, there's clearly, I don't see anything on my hands, whereas with the Kodak, even with the creases, it's not bad. Oh no, I got a piece of water. Sorry about that. Anyway, so there you have it. That is the printer printout ISO standard test smackdown. I think the results stand for themselves. The Kodak paper smudged in the smudge test and came off onto my hands in the soak test. The HP did not smudge in the smudge test, and the soak test, clearly it did not lose any ink as far as I can tell. With that, I am going to conclude part 2 of the printer photo roundup test module, And I hope you got some value out of this. I hope that I'm able to contribute more videos like this in the future to the Geeks community and the larger internets.